Hello there! I still had the red filter and everything on. I never turned it off. Oh my god! I also have this unmuted. Oh, the music probably is way too quiet. Should be like this probably. Oh, the music. Maybe like this. Should be fine. Okay, let's go to reading. Let's go to this here. Then we need to change it to Tower of God 184. Just from the cover picture alone, like the chapter preview picture, I would assume we are continuing with the loose leg Urek showdown, but who knows? We could just have it at the very beginning and then we instantly switch over back to Bomb, because we have spent one, two. Is this the third or the fourth chapter that we are now spending between this showdown? I did not think that we were going to actually stay here that long, which is a major surprise to me. I'm welcoming the surprise, but I still did not think that this would happen. I simply destroyed a spell before it even has time to spread. No, it's really speaking. I simply destroyed a spell before it even has time to spread. Because that's how fucking strong I am. He's literally standing there basically saying, nah, I'd win. Oh man. Tower of God, Season 3. Oh, we're entering a new arc. Whatever an Enkidu is. I have no idea what an Enkidu is. If this word is not explained, I am asking somebody to explain it to me later. Maybe I need to Google it. That isn't good. You sound so worried. You haven't already shown everything you've got, have you? No, I still have lots of tricks up my sleeve. But doesn't it seem strange that someone can punch through a spell like that? Is that guy even a human? Strongest human ever. I mean, he isn't irregular. I don't really want to fight someone with such an unfair advantage. But you don't want to turn back either, do you, Lord Looseleg? What Lord Grace seeks is almost within reach now. When they say Lord Grace, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking they don't mean Bum or like jovial Grace. I'm thinking they are speaking about. What's his name? Wait, was it? There was V and his waifu. Arlene. Arlene Grace. Right. Are they talking about Arlene when they say Lord Grace or Bum? No, of course you're right. I just don't feel like fighting anymore. The heck are you talking about? Then what are you going to do, huh? Are you going to fight me properly now, or will you give up on going to the arena and leave? I am not sure. Let me ask you something first. What is it? I want the 10 great family leaders dead, and you don't. That's why you came here. And before we began this battle, you said you're after a different kind of prey. Grace Michelle Looseleg. Garnak is calling Looseleg Lord Grace. Grace Michelle Looseleg. Then this translation is once again pretty weird, right? Because it's literally saying, but you don't want to turn back either, do you, Lord Looseleg? What Lord Grace seeks is almost within reach now. It's like they cannot switch like Garner calling him Lord Looseleg and in the next sentence basically saying Lord Grace. That makes no sense. According to your own stated purpose, you shouldn't be hunting anyone here. So who in the world did you come here to find? Come on, you're the head of FUG. You're just pretending not to know that? Or do you really not know? Anyway, there's a third party involved in this war. I'm not exactly sure what their goal is, but one thing I know for certain is that they want the 10 great family leaders to fall in the arena. Hello Zinuzia, I hope you had a nice day and it's only going to get nicer experiencing Tower of God together with me. The third party wants the 10 great family leaders to fall in the arena. So is that third party? It's obviously not Bomb. Isn't Rachel's group? First Kelhalam and second Garnak. But yeah, translation's a little weird. I guess if they had separated the speech bubbles or like shown in a way that they are two different people speaking, then there wouldn't be there would be no confusion. But right now it just looks like one person switching up what they call the person. We're not starting a revolution. Unless it's the revolution of the RDF. The RDF is the biggest the biggest revolution I am going to lead in the Tower of God community. Because nobody will underestimate the Rachel Defense Force. The Rachel Defense Force will never stop existing. It existed since the very beginning, and it will always exist. You knew that much, right? Well, I do, at least. That's why I'm asking this. Do you know who exactly those people are? I'm afraid I can't just give away valuable information like that. In case you haven't noticed, we're not really buddies. His face looks so smug and stupid. I cannot handle it. Like, obviously he's buff and ultra muscular, but look at how stupid his face looks. Oh my god, no wonder you're single, Urek. But there's one thing I can tell you. Whoever the people involved in this war are, they're my prey. I see. Very well. Then I guess that's that. You and I really are enemies after all. So let's fight. Sounds good. Let's get this over with. But this isn't the time and place for that. Revolution is the name of the group with bosses. Yule, Bellier, etc. Oh! Oh, you're thinking they're talking. I'm not I would have not thought about revolution. Because when I'm thinking about parties, we have the FUG party, we have Urek's. Technically, there are way more than 3 parties. We have Urek's party, Warhike Song. We have FUG. I would not count the gang that Bam is currently together with as part of the FUG party, which is already 3. Then we have the family heads, which is basically 2 different parties because we have Pobido and Lupobia, which means we have 5 parties already. If we have Revolution, that would be 6 parties. If we have Rachel, that would be 7 parties. I'm not sure about those 3 parties anymore. But this isn't the time or place for it. What? I like to keep fighting you, but I can't afford to delay any longer. It's basically a cluster at this point. Yeah, totally. Like a cluster of everything. After watching a YouTube video, like, recently, I'm also thinking, Violet, do you remember this? Or Zenuzia, do you remember this? Because apparently, Irure, the pink-haired girl from the Fonsecal family, has a mission to follow Bam. I completely forgot about that plotline, and I have no idea where Irure even is. But apparently she has a mission to follow Bam. Look at those. I really like this shoe design. I have a whole fear that Blossom is a ref. Yeah, she said Bam is a key to her dream. Like, what the frick is Irure? And how is she following him in any way? I like these shoe designs so much. Even though I don't normally like shoes like in real life. What the space just... That's all the time I have for you at the moment. I'll see you in the arena. Although, to be honest, right? I wish I never had to see you again. Is he like teleporting him? It seems like a teleportation or like a banishing spell. Charge. Bright charge. Okay, this time it's a bright charge. No, Urek, you completely underestimated your opponent or played around too much, and that's why you got fucked over. When my dark charge is deactivated by force, it creates a temporary blank space around those trapped in it. We're isolated from each other as long as you're in that space. In other words, you can't catch me. If you keep getting in the way of our mission, someone is going to have to die. And honestly, if we were to fight for real, what? I feel like I could beat you. Did you just say, you arrogant little prick? Whew. That's quite a bold statement from Luzlek here. Because from everything we have seen in this battle, obviously neither side, Urek or Luzlek, did go all out. Neither really did everything they had. But from everything we had seen, I am not saying I cannot imagine Luzlek actually being able to win. I can imagine Luzlek forcing Urek to go near to all out, like 80, 90%, or maybe even 100%. But in the end, I see Urek going out victorious. W. Luzlek, escape plan and cool abilities. He has all these different abilities. So we just need to learn more about different abilities that Luzlek has. Because as of right now, he can just continue pulling out new abilities. Because these high rankers, or top rankers, they probably have like thousands of different abilities. Or at least hundreds. Vice Commander, what happened? Everything suddenly turned white and then they disappeared. His escape method is likely how a family head hasn't killed him yet. Yeah, if you can just forcibly put somebody as strong as a family head, because Urek is as strong as a family head, or like comparable to Zahard, he basically is like unmatched at escaping and running away. This like shit talk jutsu is unmatched so far. We need to have a shit talk of between. Who would you have at second place in the shit talk ability? Because I'm thinking obviously characters like Träumerei or Gastang have been able to talk a lot of shit. I don't. Obviously, Urek also is a shit talker, but he's not smart enough to actually have good comebacks for everything. He just talks shit because he's powerful. So, I'm wondering who the real number one shit talker is. We need to power scale the shit talkers. Top 10 shit talkers in Tower of God. Oh, I think he was buying time to get away. He's gone. He sure is a quick runner. And honestly, if we were to fight for real, I feel like I could beat you. That jerk. That's a lot of big talk for someone who just ran away. Gastang is a good choice for second place. Yeah. It depends, because Gastang has a lot of knowledge. So, depending on what Gastang is going to pull, he could out shit talk Luzlek, in my opinion. Gastang is like Batman. If you give him enough prep time, he probably can out shit talk everyone. And now that's a quote you guys will remember. Gastang, he's like Batman. I need to skip the vocals again. So what's the plan now, Vice Commander? I didn't expect the head of FUG to get involved in this. Isn't it obvious what we need to do? But, sir, the commander told us not to cause any trouble with FUG. We're only avoiding those FUG pricks out of disgust, not fear. This simply adds one more target to our list of prey to hunt down. We're heading over to the arena as planned. Come on! Okay, but can you at least get inside the ship first? We can't go very fast if you're standing on top of it. FUG floating carrier. Their ship looks almost alive in a way. I don't know why. Obviously, it's mechanical and everything, but somehow it gives off the vibe of being something that could be alive. Maybe it's because it has a similar sort of alloy or like metal surrounding, like Karaka, and like these cables at the end, at the bottom left end. They could also just be something like tentacles or tails. That guy's so tiring to deal with. How could you run away from a fight like that? You're the head of FUG. That was disgraceful. Hey, easy there. We don't stand to gain anything from fighting him anyway. By the way, when you told Urek Masino that you could beat him in a fight, were you just provoking him, or did you mean it? I probably meant it, but I'm not sure. I've thought of a few ways to beat him, but not even I know exactly how deep the ocean is. Arena location, the Sprout. This is, by the way, a very deep sentence. Not even I know how exactly deep the ocean is. Comparing Urek to the ocean. I love how real Luslig is. I have ways to kill Urek, but in life and death situations, who knows what irregular bullshit power he's hiding. He's very logically thinking. He's like, I have all these different abilities, and I'm thinking with them I should be able to defeat him, but it's not that I'm underestimating Urek. I think there is a way to defeat him, but he could have random power-ups, random abilities that I don't know of, or he's just like an irregular. One of the few Tower of God characters that are actually able to think like a normal person. Arena location, the Sprout. Congratulations on making it this far, although you've only reached the entrance. Who's that? I imagine you're all curious to know who I am, so allow me to introduce myself. I am in charge of Pobido's forces in this war. My name is Pobido Bellerir. I would not now like to tell you all, second in command Bellerir, how to reach the arena. I can tell you're all excited to fight, so I'm sorry to say this, but on your way from the entrance to the arena, would you like to play a little game that I'm going to suggest? Kosik's experience from traveling with the heart and the family heads. Yeah, he's an ancient being, thousands of years old. He has experience. He knows what the family heads are capable of. All the family heads were irregulars, but he was allowed to stay with them. Obviously, the family heads would have not kept like weak people with them. A game? What's he up to now? A game. These little creatures have forgotten their place just because I deigned to fight them for a moment. I didn't come here for some silly game. Step aside. I'm going to meet Gustang and take what I want. Then I'll head back as though nothing ever happened. Dang, there's my girl and Dorsey. I can't control my body. I lost control of the Bong Bong too. So even, what's his name? He's a relatively new character, Dumas. I think he was Dumas. Even Dumas is unable to literally do anything at the moment. He's so powerful. I think anything I do will have any effect on him. What should I do? What should I do? Should I accept his help, like Leviathan said? Oh no, that's bump thinking. What should I do? Should I accept his help, like Leviathan said? Please calm down, Lord Träumerei. I didn't think you would get so angry. Tom just said, enough games. Yeah, he's done. He just wants Bum as his son-in-law now. And if nobody wants to marry Bum, he's just going to marry Bum himself. That's what I feel like. We've prepared exactly what you wanted. What? Perhaps you've already forgotten about it, but the animal that tormented you for so long is in here. The animal? Which animal? What was its name again? Enkidu? Is that an out-of-nowhere development? Or did we know about something tormenting Träumerei and it being named Enkidu? Because to me, I have no recollection of anything of like this. Enkidu? We've known? Not the name. Blacked Out died because of that monster. I'm guessing the blacked out thing is like his first child. That I don't know if I'm connecting the dots that I have at the moment. But if anybody is like, if Träumerei has to care about the person who has died, that would only be like his first child or like the first children. So I don't know. Enkidu. It's your fault that this happened, Träumerei. Yo, look at how pretty he is! Long hair Träumerei, making everyone's knees weak. Move aside, everyone. Träumerei is the most handsome family. I mean, we still have not really seen that much of Erdogan. We have seen data Erdogan, but not really like full Erdogan. But this is a very beautiful image. Like, it just shows that the family heads are not only powerful, but like the most beautiful people in the tower as well. I feel miserable. I'm going to erase this memory. Wait, so this is one of the memories he erased. I think, is this red thing the octopus that he controls, also like in the battle against Yasracha and Yama? I'm heavily leaning into the idea that this is about the child that died. Because it just makes sense. Like, in a memory he wants to erase. It's one of his beloved children. I think it's either his first children, someone he loved, or Icarus. Femboy Traim, his lips can rival Udin's. Who was Udin? Oh my god. I'm so bad with names if I haven't heard them in a long time. Udin, Tower of Good. Udin? We have seen Udin's lips. I also have no recollection of this. I have no recollection. Holy. We saw her lips in the last station. Okay, that was like a minor thing that I might need to reread Tower of God whenever I have the time. Maybe once I'm finished with some things in real life, I can reread Tower of God for myself just to refresh all the memories. I mean, technically speaking, 600 chapters, I think that should be doable in like a month. I'm saying that while I literally did reactions for basically 7 months to catch up, and now I'm saying I'm reading this in like a month by my own. But the difference of like reading out loud and reading for yourself, that's massive. But yeah, I also agree with you, Sinuzia. It's either like the first children or maybe Icarus. But I'm leaning more to the children part. The children seem more likely to me. But Enkidu is apparently a monster. But I'm not sure, like, the size in this panel is a bit hard to guess. Because if Enkidu is the thing inside of that cube, it doesn't appear to be that big. In Neyman Station with a picture of this long-haired Traum. Neyman Station has been so long ago. I mean, for you guys, it technically would have been even longer ago. But for some reason, you remember it. I think in some way Träumerei wants to replace the kids he lost with Bum. It's strange why he's so adamant about having Bum as a son-in-law. I mean, the current reason we have is basically Träumerei wants to have something that puts him above the other families. If he has Bum and raises him like to become as strong as a family head, basically the Lopobia family has 2 family heads then, making them stronger than any other like great family. So that's already a reason. But maybe he sees something like a child, like his own child. Because if he sees Bum as the child of V and Arlene, then he could also be like, yo, if that's the child of those 2, I'll just take it. I'll just yoink it. It's now, yoink, mine. I'm really not sure what this looks like. I'm zooming in. Enhance. This looks like not a human. This is not a human. If anything, It looks like... Is this a tail? Like this small wiggly thing here? Enkidu is a name from Epic of Gilgamesh, a really ancient story. You can Google it. I'll Google that. Enkidu. Enkidu. Let me switch to the English Wikipedia. Sumerian was a legendary figure in... Wait, that's actually... Oh, wait. In Mesopotamian mythology, wartime comrade and friend of Gilgamesh, king of Uruk. Urek? The exploits were composed in Sumerian poems and in the Akkadian Epic of Gilgamesh, written in the second millennium before Christ. He's the oldest literary representation of the wild man, a recurrent motif in artistic representation in Mesopotamia and ancient... A primitive man seems to be a potential parallel to the old Babylonian version. There have been many suggestions that he may have been a bull man. So is he like the ancestor of all beast people? Like obviously Träumerei has control over the beast people, and if Enkidu is like the ancestor of all of them, maybe Träumerei just took them because he fought against Enkidu. What else is there? Tales of Enkidu's servitude are narrated in 5 surviving Sumerian poems, developing from a slave of Gilgamesh into a close comrade by the last poem. So, what I could feel like, if this is totally inspired by that, what if Träumerei in this sense is Gilgamesh? And at first he was a friend of Enkidu, but then Enkidu betrayed him and killed like his children or something very close to him. Because not only is he a friend, like in the last poem they are described as friends, but in the epic they are rivals. And Enkidu tyrannized their people. So if you like do a few twists and change it so that it fits into the Tower of God universe, because your inspiration doesn't need to follow the original thing 100%, it could fit into everything. The deep tragic loss of Enkidu profoundly inspires in Gilgamesh a quest to escape death, of obtaining godly immortality. So maybe we're changing this that not because Enkidu died. Yo, Rin, when Troy was leaving Gasteng's book labyrinth, we had a vision of Enkidu and was like, who is that? 595, if I recall correctly. Yo, Rin. So there is a potential that the Enkidu story is like twist and turned in a way. 595, you said, by the way, I'm checking it out. That Enkidu killed something very close to Träumerei, and out of that deep tragic loss, Träumerei then... No, Träumerei already should have been... already should have been immortal at that point of time. That's not the reason why he became immortal. 595. He should have already been immortal at that point. Let me zoom out. So where did he leave the labyrinth? Because this is where he read the thing and was just like, whoops, you cannot read this book. Already took it. It's behind a paywall. No, the book is behind a paywall. Okay. Where did we see it? Rattle, rattle, rumble, rumble. There he's going outside of the gate. He took the octopus back inside of him. Träumerei. Träumerei. You failed to remember me while you were here. Oh yeah! That could be Enkidu. Because it's like the same blue cube thing. And inside, if we look at that, obviously the thing at the top of the head could be horns. And the bottom part could either be like that they are sort of like a ghost creature, or it's like a tail. So it could be, obviously it probably is the Enkidu. But that still begs the entire question, like, what their exact connection is like. I can totally see the thing that somehow the Enkidu killed their child. Like, traumatized child. The fact that past Gusting cucked present Gusting so hard is still so fun to me. Like, past Gusting was like, nah, you're not worth it. You're just Gusting. You're not the person who's going to save the world. You're just Gusting. Ah, man. Classic Tower of God. When even your own past self is your enemy. But failed memory. I'll see you soon. So that thing, I'm wondering how is that thing able to communicate with Träumerei? If it's like locked in the bubble of like some sort of Pobido person, it appears to be conscious. And it appears to be capable of like literally communicating with somebody who's like locked inside of an ability used by a family head. So Enkidu, I'll see you. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god. So Enkidu very well could have been one of the things that traveled together with the 13 great warriors. Enkidu could be an ancient? Because if we're thinking about the big picture, if Enkidu is also there in the Sprout thing, and I'm very sad about it, but Rak is also here, technically, maybe the Enkidu thing could give Rak another power-up and teach him about ancient things. Or Rak could just disappear and turn into irrelevance like all the other characters from Season 1. Because Rak is not useful. We don't need him. Remove Rak from the story, please. Who was that? Has Gusting already left? Let's drink a sip. I guess it shows how close Traum and Enkidu are. Which is why Traum is still having nightmares, even though he erased his memory. Even if you erase those memories, they're never truly gone. Because memories are not only saved in your brain, but also in your heart. I really hope Enkidu is an ancient. We really need ancient backstories too. I think it would not be bad to have some ancient backstory, or like at least some lore drops about ancients. Because we keep on, like, we now have seen Drak, who apparently is like an ancient himself. We have seen Ivanka, who has like a contract with a fire elephant ancient. We have seen, what's his name? He's always described as the blue hole guy. The blue hole guy also has like an ancient, which was like a Thunderwood ancient. Then we have the mother of Yama, and in that sense also Yama, and they are also kind of contracted with a fire ancient, which makes me wonder if there are multiple ancients of the same element, because I thought like every single element has like one ancient figure, but apparently there are multiple fire ones. Kelhelm Wood. Okay. Was the one from Yama's mother and Yama fire, or was it like a different element? I kind of remember it being fire. At least it was very red. And red normally is connected to fire. But I guess we're in for quite a lot of good things. Let me do the yoink and twist and do this. Aklinak, and he isn't really fire, he was more purple. Was he? I remember them being red. Akrinak, Tower of God. Akrinak, the giant purple ancient creature. do I remember them being red? Is that just... I guess because Nen was red? Maybe because Nen was red, I'm thinking about that. But looking at the picture from Akrinak in the cover, like on his Wikipedia, he still looks like fiery. Like he's headless, but his head looks like they are flames. But then his hands, like his fingers look creepy as heck. I hate these long fingers. But I... Ha 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 ha. Come on, where's the music? I know that's the music. So excited for all of this. There's so much good stuff coming up in the future. I'm not only Tower of God, I'm not even talking about Tower of God at the moment. I'm just so excited about different games I can play in the future. But Tower of God also is pretty good right now. Just thinking about potential developments, I'm just guessing that the... what's the name? The conflict between Urek and FUG is obviously over at the moment. So we're now focusing on Bum's side of the things once again, entirely. So that will be pretty interesting. We can also always switch over to, what's the name? Rachel. Because Rachel and Faryun are still getting or trying to get below the Sprout to meet some sort of creature. But that creature should not be Enkidu, because Enkidu is... it could be Enkidu. I thought like Belerier had like Enkidu locked somewhere else, but maybe is Enkidu the thing locked below the Sprout, which Rachel is trying to meet? Stop body shaming Akrinat. I will never. I will never stop body shaming Akrinak. But you know who I'm not body shaming? Daniel Park. He's a sweetie. And I'm talking about Chapter 1 Daniel Park. After he got a haircut. Was it in Chapter 1 where he got a haircut? I don't know. La 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 la. Wow. I don't know. But you remember the Kim Jong-un haircut was crazy. Okay. This is, I think, the potential end for this week's Tower of God stream. We have talked about everything. Big things are happening. We are excited to see how the Enkidu thing is going to turn out, how it's going to be connected to the memory that got erased from Träumerei's mind, if it's an ancient creature, and what exactly is going to happen with Bum now in this situation. We need to learn all of that. I don't think we will learn it next week, but we will probably learn it in the upcoming weeks after that. So, I think this is all from me for today. I will see you again in a few minutes, 10 minutes, 19 minutes, 15 minutes, when I'm streaming. What's the name? Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. If you want to read Tower of God together with me, or later, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. We're getting closer to those 500 subscribers, and I really want to achieve them this year. It would make me a lot more happier, because bigger number means better person, and that's what we all strive to be. So, see you in a bit. Pyro out. Bye bye.